man brought his fiancée to what he claimed was their newly purchased wedding home. To her shock, the moment she stepped inside, she realized the property was actually her own family's villa. Alarmed, she quickly sent a message to her father asking what was going on. The instant he read it, his expression darkened, convinced his daughter had fallen into the hands of a fraud. Without hesitation, he summoned bodyguards and assistants and rushed toward the villa. In reality, the girl was the hidden heiress of an ultra-wealthy family. She had deliberately concealed her identity to be with the man she loved. The man had rented the villa, pretending it was their future marital home to impress her. But the moment they arrived, his future mother-in-law immediately pulled out the so-called family rules. She insisted the son bring them forward so the girl would understand her obligations. According to the rules, no dowry was required from the man. However, the bride had to contribute $500,000 for renovation expenses. After marriage, she would be required to live with her in-laws. She was also forbidden from interacting with other men. On top of that, she would have to quit her job and stay home to serve her husband and mother-in-law. The girl agreed some conditions could be discussed, but the final demands were completely unacceptable. Hearing her refusal, the mother-in-law added another condition without hesitation. Because she came from a single-parent background, she must cut ties with her father entirely. Otherwise, her name would never be entered into the family registry. The girl froze in disbelief. Blushing with anger, she turned to her fiancé and demanded an explanation. The man dismissed her father as nothing more than a poor farmer. He claimed the man earned barely anything and would become a financial burden in the future. If he ever got sick, they would be forced to pay for him. The girl fired back, insisting her father was extremely wealthy and needed no one's support. But the man coldly repeated that her father was just a farmer unworthy of being his in-law. He then shoved a severance agreement into her hands. She read it once, then threw it straight to the ground. Angrily, she declared she would never marry him. Her reaction completely enraged both the man and his mother. The mother-in-law snapped that they had already invested heavily in the villa renovation. If the wedding was cancelled, the girl must compensate them $500,000. Unable to hold back anymore, the girl exploded in fury. The man immediately ordered her to apologize to his mother. During the argument, his eyes landed on the bracelet on her wrist. Greed flashed across his face as he considered taking it and selling it for cash. At that exact moment, her wealthy father arrived, stopping everything in an instant. The girl ran to him and exposed everything, how she had been deceived and how her bracelet was being targeted. The man had always believed her father was just a lowly farmer. Seeing the father arrive with bodyguards, he scoffed and assumed they were hired actors. The mother-in-law also mocked him openly, refusing to believe his status. However, in the end, both of them were harshly reprimanded by the wealthy father. He immediately turned to the property manager and demanded an explanation for allowing such people into the villa. The manager panicked and apologized repeatedly, promising to throw the mother and son out at once. Even then, the pair refused to believe the villa belonged to him. They insisted no farmer could ever afford a multi-million-dollar property. The girl calmly confirmed again that the house was indeed her father's. She suggested they verify it using the property deed. When the deed was checked, the manager realized something was wrong. The address did not match. It turned out the wrong document had been presented. The wealthy father, unfazed, revealed he owned too many luxury properties to keep track of. He casually tossed multiple deeds onto the ground and told them to check for themselves. Even then, the man continued mocking him as an imposter.